Good morning and welcome to Namaste today, a positive way to begin your day. I'm your heartfelt host and the Sensei to serious joy, Christopher Witecki. This audio blogcast is for Thursday, May 18, 2017. Welcome back, my friend. Namaste. Today marks the turning point in your own personal story, one where you are stronger, rising above your earthborn karma, and a story where things are finally on the equal path and more fair. In today's zodiac weather, I'll talk about the planets and Venus opposing Jupiter. And later in our tea time, we're at step 28 later today, and that means we're planting some seeds. But I argue these aren't seeds, these are magical beans. But first, let's take a look at today's moods and your zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Thursday, May 18, 2017. And my global forecast for planet Gaia is sunny and envisioning today. Step 28 marks the Grandmaster step of manifestation, and a grand trine in air casts off your vision. Let's take a look at the planets. I predict today to feel actually rather quiet and introspective today. But I also argue today is one of the most powerful days of the month and one of the most powerful days of the year. We have a lot of assembly going on up there in the planets that all points to a transformation of our stories. First, let's start with I manifest. The sun begins at step 27 this morning, so you wake up to an I manifestation of action. 2 plus 7 nets a 9. So as we wake up, we're taking action. Action on what? Action on Taurus, what we intend to manifest, what we intend to produce. And what we manifest and what we harvest on Earth are all reflections of ourself and our personal story. Now, later in the day, the sun will progress to step 28. So we go off to put it in motion, and then we hold space at step 28 to actually manifest. Step 28 adds to a 10 in Taurus, which is the sign of 10. So this is the Grandmaster step of manifestation. It is from tonight until tomorrow that you are actually holding space for the reality you want to create. Technically, everything up until step 28 Taurus was all dry rehearsal, kind of pre-production, working out the details. But as of tonight, you sort of start to hatch the golden egg, as I've been talking about for over 6 weeks. And you're really hatching the foundation. That's what Taurus is. It's a foundation in which things will grow. Now, that said, there's a lot of other fascinating spiritual activity going on in the background as we plant this golden egg. For one, this is a phenomenal turning point in your personal story. Venus has progressed to step 13 Aries, and Venus is opposing Jupiter at step 13 Libra. Now, whenever you have two planets like this that are opposing each other, basically what happens is each has an effect on the other, which ends up affecting the story on both ends, so to speak. On the one hand, Venus in Aries is saying it's time to open up, that's what Venus is, open up to a new character. Step 13 is the revolutionary step. This is the step where we completely transform ourselves. In fact, the United States is a step 13 Cancer, if you don't know. And so this revolutionary step means it is one giant step, one great leap for your personal story. You are opening up to a whole new day of a whole new story. And I believe Uranus way up at step 26 is what is pushing the envelope of what is possible. And you've been looking at what is possible this entire springtime. But it's only now, today, when Venus goes to step 13, that you're actually pulling the trigger, pulling the lever, going forward with this new idea. Now, Venus is opposing, as I said, Jupiter retrograde in Libra. Jupiter has been expanding your notion of what's fair. That means being more fair to yourself, being more fair about what's fair as far as philosophy of what's fair. A lot of people think what's fair is to give it away, not get what you deserve. And this also means what's fair in certain relationships, most importantly, how you treat yourself and whether or not that's fair. And so Jupiter is saying, hey, whatever this new revolution of yourself is, it must include this philosophy of fairness and justice and beauty. What our heart finds beautiful. That's part of Libra as well. Or you could say what our heart finds as heavenly and balanced. So the reality that you are manifesting today with Taurus and holding space for in Taurus embodies the birth of this new you, the birth of a new willpower, and the birth of a future strength. You won't feel strong now. This is the birth. So you have to be compassionate and easy on yourself. You can't expect your golden egg to hatch and suddenly come out and tap dance, okay? Like, you have to understand that it's going to take time and space, step 0, for you to get to this new you. But it is very exciting because up until now, we have been fighting with allowing ourselves to go forward. We've been fighting with the strength to go forward. That was a lot of what Aries was, is am I strong enough? And we finally have come to that final line, if you will, about who we are and what is fair to us. Very powerful. And I have to say, this is the top of the roller coaster. Things start to speed up from here. Now, when it comes to speeding up, that's exactly what the mind is going to do. We're in the late stages of a grand trine in air today. It will break apart, but the moon continues in the high degrees of Aquarius, and this means that emotions will basically be processing and projecting the future. The moon is our feelings. Aquarius is I belong. So for the rest of the day, your feelings will be searching for where you belong, and really kind of shoring up certain little details about where your feelings used to invest and now won't invest, but now they should invest in this direction, but no longer invest in that person. And so there's this emotional sorting of what your emotions are going to invest in into the future. And this is the envisioning part of my prediction today. I think we'll all be doing a lot of envisioning for the future and feeling out how we envision our future. Now, that's very powerful, just so you know, in manifestation. What we're basically feeling through is step 4, I belong, and we're telling our manifestation, hey, this is where everything belongs in this new world that I am planting seeds to today. Now, I have to be honest with you, it is my personal belief that this reality that you are planting today, these seeds that you are planting, really is the foundation for something even greater. The universe, as hard as it may be right now for you, for your friends or your family members, I know a lot of people are going through hard times. I really sincerely believe the universe is setting us up for love and joy, and part of the difficulty is that we're holding on to the past. We have a magical grand trine in fire that's starting to fire up. The North Node is at step 28 Leo. Chiron is at step 28 Pisces. And as you know, by the end of the day, the Sun will be at step 28 Taurus. What this means is we are actually preparing to plant some magical beans. And that brings us to our next topic. So go steep yourself some tea and let's have our daily tea time. Hello, my friend, and welcome to our tea time. Today's tea time topic is magical beans. Now, you may think that a lot of my talks lately have been really magical and whimsical and maybe even over the top as far as hopeful and optimistic. And I just gotta say, if you've been watching me long enough, you know that's not how I always am. We actually happen to be at a golden moment. And I think part of the fear that's going on with President Trump and the Republicans and all this sort of thing, part of this fear and negativity is really just a test. It's really a test as to whether or not you have learned in the last 10 to 15 years or however long you've been working on yourself to listen to your heart and listen to what you know is true inside of yourself. But regardless of this negativity cloud that I think is really empowering us to go forward anyways, the universe is very, very fertile between now and particularly August 21st. August 21st is what I've called the Great American Eclipse. It's a very powerful solar eclipse. I haven't seen one this powerful in a long time, in my opinion. It involves a grand trine with the planet Uranus and the planet Saturn conjunct Black Lilith. That is very powerful. And what's interesting about this Great American Solar Eclipse is the North Node is currently pointing right now at the same step number that the eclipse will be in August. So basically, whatever it is that you are manifesting right now in Taurus, whatever you are creating today at step 28, is technically the foundation, the dirt, the soil, the garden in which you're going to grow something at step 28. Another way to look at this in a very simple term is whatever wish you are wishing upon a star in the next 36 hours to 2 days is likely the wish the universe is going to attempt to bring to you in August. I say attempt because many of us get in our own way. And between now and August, believe me, I'll be soul coaching you on not screwing up the harvest, allowing it to blossom in full. But I want you to know that at this moment, you're likely planting some magical beans. All right? These seeds that you are planting in your day-to-day reality, wherever your reality is held up, if your reality is held up thinking about school or held up in a marriage or held up with a business or held up with a baby or held up with a puppy dog like I've been with this little puppy, you know what I mean? Like wherever you have been held up, this is part of the story of your magical beans. This is something very important about this. What your heart is longing for as you go through this situation, what your heart longs for is that North Node at step 28. Now, step 28 is a simple step. It's I feel, the 2, and 8, I decide. And you always read the step numbers backwards, so it's basically interpreted as the 8, I decide how I feel, the 2. When you decide how your heart wants to feel, 2, it adds to a 10. That is what you manifest. The universe is here for one reason, to bring you the experience of being you. That's it, the experience. And the most powerful aspect of experience is our feelings. So I tell my clients in personal readings all the time, I know you're thinking it's going to be, a Volkswagen. I know you think it's going to be you win the lottery. I know you think all these things, but it's going to be nothing what you think. Looking at metaphysics and manifestation, it's going to be how you intend to feel and how you want to feel next, because feeling is the entire experience. All the states of awareness that we have are mixed in our feelings, and so we must decide, 8, how we intend to feel in our heart, Leo. This is why I've said it's time to dream big. Now, today with the Sun in Taurus at step 28, I believe whatever you are manifesting today, whether it's a car, a job, a new relationship, whatever it is that you're manifesting, it's within this manifestation that you're going to grow this new flower, let's say, this new sunflower. Or I've called it the golden egg, something our heart truly wants. We're going to try to grow something our heart truly wants. It's going to be from planting the seeds here in the next 24 hours to not getting a sprout or the first signs of life until after the eclipse, most likely, or just before. But the eclipse energy is when it will sprout up and go, look, we have life here. We have a beginning. And then, of course, it's our job as the North Node remains in Leo to keep giving love and life to this new creation that we have brought to Earth. Incidentally, the North Node will be in Leo for about 18 months. So just timelining this to give you a grand picture of things, you're planting seeds now, but it'll be probably about 17 months from now before you see this thing crawling around on its own like a toddler. So we're really birthing something that is gigantic, something that is life-changing, and something that is trined into 2 other aspects. On the one hand, it's part of the story we were born to live. That American eclipse trines into Saturn at step 21 when it starts to get fun, the Grandmaster step of Sag at that moment. One of the reasons why I think it's so powerful. It's conjuncting Black Lilith, which means we're taking responsibility for our past life fears at this moment. So, this seed that we are planting ties in the story we came to live. The other aspect that's tied into this is the evolution of our own character. Uranus, which will be at step 28 on the day of the solar eclipse, this again, magical manifestation point, it's at this point that your character reaches the realization of your great potential. All right, so this, in the way, or best metaphor to use for this maybe, is that today with the Sun in Taurus, okay, you are creating space, you're creating the farm, you're creating the foundation in which you are going to grow this beanstalk. We're planting the magical beans today in a certain soil, in a certain foundation, and this is going to grow to a beanstalk. And this beanstalk is going to lead us to the story we were born to live and lead us to the character of who we are to become. And as a flower on top of that beanstalk will be this golden egg. It will be something that your heart has been looking to achieve for a long time. And it might be that you discover the treasure in the Cloud City, you know what I mean? But it also might be that that treasure in the Cloud City is, in fact, your dreams coming true. So this is fertile, powerful times. And for those who can stay focused on their heart, despite the adversities and negativity you see, I believe you're going to grow some sort of beanstalk. Now, that said, I want to help every sign out. So today I'm going to go through all 12 signs real quickly and talk about where you are plowing the land, basically. So where today you're plowing the land to plant these seeds and where these magical seeds are going to lead for you. And I've said this before, this is a time where your rising sign or your B story, the story of who you want to become, this story will probably have more relevance than our A story or our sun sign or the story of who we are. So you might want to listen for both your sun and rising. I'm arguing rising is more potent at this time. So for Aries, you are plowing the land of self-confidence. It's the self-confidence in yourself right now that you have built. This is your fertile land. And your magical beings will be something your heart truly desires. As always, you represent the purity of humankind. And we are, as humankind, right now, building self-confidence that will allow our dreams to come true. In Aries, that is specifically true. And to have the greatest love of your life. Whatever your heart wants or your greatest dream is, this is a time to dream big for the Aries. The Tauruses are plowing the land and creating strength of character right now. It's the strength of character that's going to pay for a rock-solid foundation. The way I look at this is, finally the Taurus will have a castle. The Taurus will have the best pasture in the world. And the best pasture in the world is the ability to produce as much milk that you'd like. And cheese. Geminis, you are plowing the land of higher faith. And it's from this higher faith that you're going to be able to grow some phenomenal idea or connection. Okay, so some life-changing connection or a life-changing idea. That's what Geminis are growing towards. The Cancers, the land that you are plowing is your social order. Wherever you stand in society, what role you play in the world, what role you play with others, this is where you will grow a new manifestation quite literally, which may be wealth, new values. Basically, it's payout day for Cancer in the Great American Eclipse. The Leos, the land in which you will grow your future is literally your career choices. So the choices you make about your future right now are really detrimental to how your beanstalk grows. And your beanstalk will really blossom the greatest. This is the reinvention of the Leo character. So we're going to see Leo 2.0s, Leo 3.0s, Leo 4.0s, a whole new release of Leos, basically, and a new style of Leos. And that's going to come right around the iPhone 8, which is interesting. Virgos, you are plowing the land of personal belief. What you now believe is the fertility of your future. And from those beliefs and that belief in yourself, your magical seeds will actually bring you higher faith and your ability to pull off miracles. And Virgos do pull off miracles all the time. That's why they are healers, by the way. Libras, you are plowing the land of trusting yourself, which is huge, to quote Bernie Sanders. You are trusting yourself and going through certain changes that are necessary. And by doing that, this is the fertile land of your social success. So follow through with these changes, Libra. It leads to you blossoming in public. The Scorpios, you are plowing the land of new relationships. It's from relationships and partnerships and strategic alignments that you will grow your beanstalk. And your beanstalk will grow into a career shining moment. So this is a point where the Scorpios will literally come out on top if they follow their heart, of course. Sagittarius says, your land of fertility is your daily lifestyle. You must plow it, take care of your health, and work and party insane hours. So a daily healthy lifestyle leads to a complete new adventure for you and new expansion of your wisdom and knowledge, which Sagittarius has loved to do. Know more. So you're going to know more and know something your heart wants to know. The Capricorns, your land of fertility is your own heart. It's time to stay in your heart, fertilize your heart, do what's best for your heart, because from changing your heart, your magical seeds will be a total transformation of your character. So if Capricorns listen to their hearts, they will find themselves on a new mountain. Aquariuses, you are plowing the land of emotional well-being. The better you are suited, the more you are nurtured in your own self, the more fertile land you have inside of yourself to actually create magical seeds of unions. So your beanstalk will be, you will bring people and things together that tie into your heart's greatest dreams. That's very Aquarian, isn't it? Very age of Aquarius. And Pisces, you are plowing the land of new thinking. So by thinking differently and taking a new attitude, you will have fertility in your life. And this is going to turn into a job or daily life that you absolutely love. So Pisces are definitely returning to heaven, so to speak, by adopting this new thinking. So for clarity and for wrap-up, I will say this. The magical being is how you intend to feel. The manifestation, the envisioning of what you want, envision what your new life will feel like. Envision what it will feel like to drive that car, not what it will look like. Envision what it will feel like to be on top of your beanstalk. What are the feelings that your soul is longing for? Decide and commit to those feelings, and your manifestation and rainbow bridge will begin to grow. All right, my friend, I hope you have some magical bean planting today. I'll be back tomorrow for your Friday show. Until then, remember that I love you, and live, love, be.
Live, love, be.